Hi, I'm Cameron Emmanuel Burns, reporting for FinTech Futures here at FinovateSpring in San Diego, and I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by Alan Ranger, VP of Cognigy. How are you doing today, and how are you enjoying the conference so
Really
far?
good. It's been a great conference, met lots of interesting people, and it's been fantastic to take the temperature of the US market to see how the latest innovations are being adopted.
Super, and so to start off, could you tell us a bit more about your role and about Cognigy's AI agents?
Yeah, sure. So all Cognigy does is make AI agents for the contact center. So, and the reason that we're in business is because customer service still sucks, unfortunately. So the first generation of bots, I suppose they were called, were the ones that frustrated everybody. You know, they didn't understand, and it was almost like they were there to stop you talking to, or consumers stopping to talk to a human agent. The next generation, which is where Cognigy came in about 8 years ago, were the ones that use sort of flow-based and natural language understanding. And they were able to do many, many tasks really, really well. So, for example, you know, one of our biggest customers is Lufthansa, the German airline. They have about 16 different AI agents, and they all have a specific task, one of which is to rebook flights. So, you know, the Germans sometimes have a habit of calling industrial action, and about 6 weeks ago, the baggage handlers in Germany decided they'd shut every airport with 6 hours notice. The Lufthansa AI agent was able to rebook 10,000 flights in a minute, which is you could just never do if you just had a human workforce. So what it is, it's really about supplementing the human workforce, because there's such a shortage of it, which has caused, you know, poor customer service over the years.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for that. But on Wednesday, you gave a special address on the rise and use case of agentic AI, as you kind of just touched on there. But for those who aren't familiar with the term, could you give us a brief overview of the technology? I know you kind of just touched on it there, but a bit more.
Yes, so that's the third generation of AI agents. So the first generation were the awful ones that didn't understand. The second generation were the ones that used flows, and they were deterministic. They could only go down, you know, certain paths. The latest generation is a combination of the large language models that understand absolutely everything that's being said to them, and the original deterministic. So what you can do is construct this really focused, task-orientated AI agent that has the ability to understand everything that's being said to it. It also has the agency, which is why they're called agentic, to do something for you. So it has a specific task that it's allowed to do, and then it's given the knowledge base and the language that it's able to do. And then, of course, it's able to sort of reason, work things out, and respond in a very human-like way. So, to be honest, there's really very few use cases now in customer service that couldn't be automated with an agentic AI agent.
Oh, awesome. Well, in particular, your talk explored how agentic AI is advancing customer experience.
Yep.
Could you provide an example of this improvement, and how do you see the future of financial customer experience evolving as AI agents become increasingly autonomous?
Yep, so there was a fantastic example of the fact that the one I used the presentation on Wednesday. Unfortunately, we can't publicly name the bank, but it's one of probably the top 5 within Europe, within probably top 20 around the world. And what they were able to do was to automate their outbound calling. So previously, you couldn't automate outbound because it would be a terrible experience. With inbound, you can give a mediocrely poor experience, but people will still do it. I mean, for example, if you wake up in the morning and your broadband is broken, you will do anything to get it fixed. You'll call your broadband provider, you'll wait for 20 minutes, you'll identify yourself, you'll get dropped, you'll call back, wait another 20 minutes, identify yourself, be moved around the system. As long as your broadband's fixed, you will actually do anything to get it done. If somebody was then selling you that broadband, there's no way you would tolerate that sort of friction. So what they're doing is that they have a team of very highly paid, highly qualified financial advisors who speak to customers about a whole range of financial products. And typically they'll be given leads that were on from the website. So someone will